All right, on my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman is here. David Daggett, we held over from a previous segment talking about backpacks, and the founder of Helping Hands Consultants, Keith Granberry's here. Guys, while still facing hit and run charges from 2023, last week in North Carolina, a man got drunk and ran his boat over a 10-year-old girl while she was swimming in Harris Lake. The girl died immediately. Should state law be changed so that this kind of crime warrants the death penalty? Ogie.
Well, I mean, he's charged with second-degree murder, which seems appropriate to me. I mean, he's going to get some significant time. He's going to have a long time to think about it. I don't know if death is really the answer.
Well, David, it's supposed to be murder and a heinous act and all this stuff, but what could be more heinous than deliberately getting drunk and running over a kid?
In North Carolina, the death penalty is reserved for first-degree murder with aggravating circumstances.
Right.
And I'm not sure this arises to that standard.
It doesn't, but should it?
I don't think it should. I think the death penalty should be reserved for only the most heinous of crimes, which is first-degree murder. As Ogie says, he's charged with second degree, which is very, very serious, has significant time, and I think we would all agree serious punishment should be issued.
Mr. Granberry.
It shouldn't be, he shouldn't have to have the death penalty, but he's going to have a lot of time, and he's not going to get out of jail anytime soon. I think that's punishment enough.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of alcohol-related crimes, last week a drunk traveler stole a golf cart and went on a destructive ride through the Buffalo airport. Very lucky that he didn't seriously injure a bunch of people. Given the rise in violent behavior on planes, should airlines ban alcohol altogether to maybe cut back on this kind of stuff? Ogie.
Well, no, I mean, it's almost funny in a way. I mean, it's like a funny home video in a way. But really, most of the drinking, you can see your flight gets canceled. Where do you go? You go to the bar. There's lounges all over the airport. You go drink for an hour and gets canceled again. You drink for another hour and there's a golf cart.
Therein lies the danger, though, David, right?
Yeah, and there's also the duty-free shops that are selling liquor inside the airport. I think, number one, it'd be impossible to shut all that down. But what we should have is deterrents that when this does happen are bad enough that nobody else is going to try this and it won't happen
Keith,
again.
what do you think? Getting rid of all of it? Or?
I think they should have an idiot patrol. There's always idiots in every situation, whether it's a ballpark or the bars or airports. And I think you're going to have a punishment, like Dave said, tough enough that these idiots will think twice about doing this act.
An idiot rule?
Idiot patrol.
All right. Idiot patrol.
I'm going to have to write that down.
The idiot patrol.
Last week, the Winston Weaver Company agreed to compensate residents who were affected by the fertilizer fire, which caused mass evacuations. Now, the company settled for $8 million. You said, gosh, that's a lot. But when you consider that there's over 6,000 residents, they're going to receive less than $1,000 each. You guys okay with that amount, Ogie?
I think it's a little low. I think they deserve a little bit more than that. I mean, I do.
David?
I don't know the exact dynamics or economics of the situation, but many times that's the way a situation like this plays out. The reason you have a class action is because the individual cases may not have significant value themselves, so you add them together. So what's it worth that one person had to leave their house for an hour due to potential smoke in the area? They get $1,000. Without knowing more specifics, it's probably reasonable.
Keith?
You're going to need to get better lawyers like Dave Daggett, where you're not getting $1,000 when your house is destroyed, and you getting $1,000 when someone else is getting the same $1,000 and nothing happened to their house.
All right, Oklahoma now plans to administer what's called an America First test to new teachers who move in from out of state. They want to make sure that these teachers are not woke liberals by making sure they came from a state that maybe taught about gender identity and whatever. You guys have a problem with this kind of test for teachers, Ogie?
And how sadly we've changed. It's just, we're going backwards continually, just every day.
David?
Yeah, I think we're encroaching on the independence of teachers in classroom instructions further and further, and I think it's harmful.
Keith?
I think it's reverse discrimination, if you ask me. You're taking situations that are supposed to bring people together, and you're pulling them apart by using this. It's race baiting, and it's wrong.
It is. Finally, according to popular mechanics, scientists now say there may be a way to reverse time and possibly allow you to erase mistakes. Guys, what mistake would you like to reverse, Ogie?
Man, I can think of a lot, really. But think about, remember that movie, Mr. Destiny, where one tweak in your life will shoot you off in a different direction? I wouldn't have had my lovely wife. I wouldn't have my career. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have my friends. I wouldn't change anything.
David.
I think this is a family show, so I'll have to qualify my answer. But if I had something to do over, it was that answer a couple weeks ago where I agreed with Keith when I shouldn't have.
Keith, what do you say quickly? Anything you want to reverse?
Nothing. I am perfect.
All right.
In every way.
In every way.
That's all the time we have.